Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Kенджi Takagi, the financial director of Uniqlo Russia. Sorry, I don't speak Russian, so that I didn't know what happened here just before I was on the stage. So from now, my presentation will be in English. Is it okay? Okay.
And may I interrupt you for a second? Guys, please do write down about everything the speaker says about, because afterwards, in the end of the conference, we're going to have a special funny quiz, and we have lots of prizes for those who listen carefully, okay? Kenji?
Okay. I heard that before starting my presentation, we have a quick poll here. So which company has the largest number of stores in the world? What? So who thinks Zara? And who thinks H&M? And last but not least, who thinks Uniqlo? So sad. Can I ask once more again? Then who thinks Uniqlo? Thank you so much. Okay. The answer is the number one. So is this a result of the questionnaire? Sorry. So the real fact is that the world's largest apparel retail player in the world is Zara, whose company is Inditex from Spain. And number two is H&M, who is from Sweden. And the number three is, unfortunately, not Uniqlo, but Gap from the United States. And number four is Uniqlo, us. So this is the global apparel retail market ranking. And talking about Russian market, I will be explaining later, okay? So let's get started. So before diving into the detail, I want to explain a little bit about the brand positioning map of our competitors, including us, Zara, H&M, Gap, and Uniqlo. So as you might be aware of your own shopping experience, Zara and H&M are more like fashion-oriented. And so both of the players are chasing the updated fashion trend. So their strength is to catch the fashion trend, they produce fashionable items in the quick lead time and deliver to the stores. Those are their competitive strengths in this market. Talking about Gap, they are from United States. Their characteristic is American casual. So I don't think there are many things that I can talk about Gap here, but very ordinary American casual fashion brand. And finally, Uniqlo, us, our competitive strengths in this industry is our design is very basic. So that's the reason why we are positioned in the center of this chart. And we are proud of our high quality Japanese technology and good price items. And as you can see below in this presentation, here is the customer range. So as I said, Zara and H&M are chasing the most updated fashion in the market, and that's the reason why their customer range is a little bit narrow. But because of our basic design and our brand concept, which is made for all, that means our products are made for all the people all over the world. We do not ask age, we do not ask genders, and we do not ask religion. So that's the reason why we can catch much wider range of the customers, like 20 years old to 60 years old. So this is one of our competitive strengths. Basic design, high quality, and made for all, or we can say life wear. So next is the very basic business model in this industry. Have you ever heard the word SPA here? Is anyone else who ever heard this word? No? So this is a famous word created by founder of the Gap Inc., meaning specialty store retailer of private label apparel. This word sounds a little bit complicated and not easy to understand, but simply say, under this business model, the company is doing everything through entire supply chain, from product planning and production itself, logistics, marketing, store opening strategy, and retail business. These are the key factors in this, the supply chain of our industries. And again, under this business model, SPA, the companies are doing everything. Let me give you just one example. The Russian department, for example, like Tsvetonoy, they are doing retail business, but they are not doing SPA business. Do you understand the reason? Anyone? Okay, so, sorry? Okay, I'm gonna ask later, sorry. Okay, so the reason is because they are doing the retail business, but they are not producing the item by themselves under their own brand. So that you can buy any multi-brand items in Tsvetonoy department stores, but for example, our stores like Uniqlo, you can buy only Uniqlo items because we produce our items by ourselves and we sell our products only at our stores. So this is the key difference. Another example is about the Adidas. Of course, Adidas is producing their items from the beginning of this supply chain, like they are doing product planning and production and logistics, but we cannot still call Adidas as perfect SPA business model because you can get Adidas items in their own shop, but at the same time, they are also selling multi-brand wholesale sporting shop stores as well, right? So that is a key difference. Adidas, you can get anywhere, not just in their stores, but also in sporting shop. But Uniqlo, H&M, Zara, and Gap, you can get those items only in our stores. So this is the key difference, okay? One of the biggest benefits in this supply chain business model is that because we are running the stores by ourselves, we can meet the customers in our stores. That means we can collect the customers' feedback in our stores directly, and we can manage our product planning by ourselves very quickly so that we can reflect customers' voice, like we can reflect in our designs, like what they want in our stores, then we can create our items based on the customer needs. So this is one of the key factors in this business model. Okay, so Uniqlo is running the business in more than 15 countries all over the world, including Japan, which is our originated country, and also including Russia. But today here is Russia, and I'm working in Russia, so happy. So I'm gonna talk only about Russian business, okay? So we started the business here in this country in May 2010. And number of the stores right now we have is 11 stores. As you can see in the slide, our competitors, Zara has 85 stores, and H&M, 89 stores. So comparing with the global market ranking, as I said, like Zara, H&M are number 1 and number 2, and Uniqlo is number 4. But we don't think that the gap, the difference between us and those two competitors are not that big in this country. Even though we only have 11 stores, but we still believe that we have much big potential to grow. Of course, I cannot disclose the numbers we are targeting at to open a store, but we believe that we have a strong potential to catch up our competitors. So, again, even though we started the business here 6 years ago, we only have 11 stores. Then, next key question is, should we stay just in Moscow or should we explore other cities? This was the key managerial the question to expand the business. Can I make the poll here? Okay. Thank you so much. So our answer was to go outside from Moscow and go to St. Petersburg. This important managerial decision was made just last year. So let me explain our footprint of the store opening. As I said, we started the business here in 2010, but in the first year, we only opened just 2 stores in Atrium and Megabella Dacha. And after the first year of the business, we didn't increase any more stores for 3 years because we opened Otrada store, 3rd store, just in 2013, and just 1 store in 2014, which was Mega Himuki. So that's the reason why I said our expansion of the speed was very, very slow at the beginning. I will explain the reason later. But I have 2 interesting points in this slide. Again, number of the stores at the very beginning stage was quite a few. But in 2015, as you can see, we opened 5 stores, including the new one, the St. Petersburg Galleria stores. So this is one interesting thing in here. Quite a few stores first 3 years, but just last year we opened more stores. The second is, again, we decided to go to St. Petersburg to open 1 more store. So here are the key points in this slide, and then I'm going to explain the reason in the next slide. The reason why we could open only quite a few stores in the very beginning stage is because of the stabilization. So by the way, these are the key principles for chain store expansion. The meaning of the stabilization is that when we started the business in Russia, of course, it's our first experience, so that we didn't understand the customer. We didn't understand the market itself. We didn't know how to market our product in this country. And we also had many logistic issues as well. So that first thing we needed to decide was to stabilize our business, not to expand many stores all at once. That was the important decision. So we opened only 2 stores and then stabilized the business operation. That was the first step. The next, just with 2 stores, we practiced a lot to learn about customers, market, and then to learn about how to comply to Russian regulations and how to train people, how to control people. Then we created our own winning strategy, which we can call a kind of standardization. The meaning of the standardization is, do you understand the word standard, right? So make our company's operation standard. So this is the second important step, because the first stage, many problems, like so fluctuated. So we decided to make our company's business operation with flat, just standard, without any serious problem. This is the second step. And once we could make our business operation standard, our business could be scalable. That is the third step. Do you understand the meaning of scalable? Easy to replicate, easy for reproduction. Okay? So this was the third step of our store expansion. Once our business was scalable, it was easy to expand all at once. So going back to the first slide, the previous slide, in 2010 and 2013 and 2014, first 4 years were for stabilization, standardization to make our business more scalable. And then now is the final step of the business expansion, which is domination, because our business operation is already standardized, stabilized, standardized, and scalable. So that now we got a chance to open more stores with our own winning strategy. That's the reason why we could open 5 stores last year, just 1 year. We could increase number of the stores that double. And then we could also go to St. Petersburg. we could follow these 4 steps, and that's the reason why we can have the benefit of the operational efficiency in our existing stores, and also we can enjoy scale of economy in our business, trade, and operation. And then, of course, we can also increase our brand awareness by opening many more stores. Now, our presence in this market is getting bigger and bigger. Then, final goal we are strongly believing in is exponential growth because of this step of the chain store expansion strategy. So that's all my presentation. Thank you so much for your attention.
And now I would like to ask if any one of you has questions here. Okay, I'll come to you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Valery.
Hello.
Nice to meet you. I don't understand about domination. How did you analyze this?
So your question is the meaning of domination.
Yes.
Okay.
How did you understand that you have domination on this target market?
Okay. So the meaning of the domination is to have as many stores as possible in one single market to increase the presence or the awareness of the brand. So even though number of the stores of Uniqlo in Moscow is still not that much compared with Zara and H&M, but our focus to increase the number of the stores was in Moscow, and that's the reason why we decided to open as many stores as possible in Moscow to create our own brand awareness and presence in Moscow. So that is our strategy. We call this as dominant strategy. Focus on a single market first and create the brand awareness and presence, and then that could be spread out to other markets. And that could also help us to go to St. Petersburg as well, because the word of the mouth about the Uniqlo brand itself is spreading out from Moscow to the other markets. It was quite easy for us to open and operate a store in St. Petersburg, other cities as well. Sorry. Did I answer your question? Thank you.
Yeah, we have some more questions. Yeah, okay, let's start from here. A girl in red.
Yes, hello, my name is Daria. I want to ask, is it difficult to your team to understand Russian customers with Eastern mind for your Japanese colleague to understand Russian
Eastern
customers?
mind, yeah?
Eastern mind, yes.
Sorry, Easter.
Oh, Eastern.
Eastern, yes.
Sorry, Eastern mind. Sorry. So my understanding about the question is that is it difficult for Japanese people to understand Russian customer?
Yes.
Okay. So frankly speaking, very difficult.
What is the reason?
Because the culture is completely different, right? Because Russia is located more like Western, but we Japanese are from more like Eastern countries. So the culture itself is, of course, totally different, and also the usual, normal daily life is also different. So that I think it's difficult for me to find similar things between Japanese and Russian. But it's okay, because even though I'm a financial director of Uniqlo Russia, but we have many talented local employees. So that's the reason, even though we are Japanese who don't understand this market, the customer as well, but we can always ask for the help to local talented members. Then, because our business history in this country is already more than 6 years, and then we could train nice, talented local people, and then they are growing up. And then now most of them are a kind of head of the department and control the business instead of us.
Okay, thank you. And have you found the common things between Russian and Japanese?
Common things?
Common features.
Sorry, common
Features.
common features. Good question. Common features. How can I say? Very good meaning, but focus on every single detail. the work so hard and focusing on tiny detail. So that is very nice because the focusing on tiny detail is very important for getting things done. Okay? Never give up and work hard and stick to very tiny things and then getting everything done.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. Some more questions? Yeah, we have that guy there. Was the third one to ask question? Okay. Yeah, thank you.
Is it working? Yeah, it is. Mr. Taguchi, thank you for the presentation, and I have a following question. So, what other major cities in Russia would you consider, starting your business in, like apart from Moscow and St. Petersburg?
Can I have a counter question to you?
Yeah,
Which
please.
city do you recommend to us?
Quite a few of them, actually.
Sorry?
Well, there are quite a few of them.
Okay.
You could go to many places.
Quite a few of them. Okay. So that's going to be our next challenge.
Yeah, and the second part of it is, would you have to lower the prices because obviously the purchasing power in other, provinces is much lower compared to Moscow and St. Petersburg. So would you have to lower the prices and implement the economy of scale in order to be successful there?
Okay, very good question. So answering to your first question, so as I said, of course I cannot disclose right now which city will be next, but of course we are now thinking to expand our business to other cities except for Moscow and St. Petersburg. We are quite curious about it. So that is the answer to the first question. And the second one, lowering the price. Of course, I cannot say right now, like, okay, we are gonna lowering our price maybe from tomorrow, but no, but you are right. If we can have enough scale of the volume of the business and enjoy the scale of economy, that will help us lower the prices, of course.
Thank you.
Okay. So again, guys, just a little piece of advice. Don't ask political questions, yeah? We are all curious about where and how much it will cost, but it's that guy, he's Japanese, he will never tell you.
Okay, so I cannot be
They know how to
representative of
keep
Japan,
secrets.
so-
Yeah, please. Oh, okay. Yes, question, yeah.
Sorry.
Hello.
I have,
Okay, ladies first. Okay.
My name is Olga, and my question is there some best practices that you, on your position of financial director, are proud of?
So, sorry, your question is usual practice as a
Best
financial...
practices in operational efficiency that you introduced in your company
Okay.
as financial director.
Great. So, frankly speaking, I'm not from the financial major, but I'm working as financial director because of my experience after the graduation of my university. And okay, so my principle, a basic rule is not only for as financial director, but also for a kind of managerial position itself. Because number of the stores right now we have is still small, and the business scale is still tiny. But what I'm always thinking about is to create the business operation by thinking ahead for the future. Even though we only have 10 stores, but if we try to new thing, we should think about what should we do in case we have 100 stores in this country. So this is the key principle, because in that case, decision making will be completely different. Just to do a kind of daily job in front of us, it's of course enough just thinking about 10 stores only. But if we try to new thing, if we try to introduce new challenge, we have to think much far ahead. Like, what if I can do in case we have 100 stores? This is the question I'm always asking to myself to do the new thing.
Thank you.
Okay, guys, and we have time for the last question. Okay. You, please.
Hello, my name is Natalie. Thank you for your presentation. It was very useful. I have a question As I'm going to work in clothes and I'm launching my own brand, I'm interested in such a thing. As I've seen that collections from Uniqlo in other countries, they differ from the Russian collections, yes. And the question is, were you changing the collection for the Russian market before launching here them, or were you making it in process? And do you have the concept like Uniqlo concept, and it will be in all the countries all over the world, or your concept is flexible for the market?
Okay, good question. Basically, we only have one merchandising strategy to all over the market. That means basically all the collections are same in all the other countries. But of course, item selection itself is different country by country. So that is a difference. Do you understand? And then, but we do not have only Russian limited item. Of course not. No. Then
I've just seen that the collections in other countries are much better than in Russia.
Other countries are much better?
As to me, yes.
Oh, thank you very much for your suggestion.
And I don't know what's the reason, maybe because of our seasoning, like winter, autumn, and spring, as we like gray and black and so on.
So the customer's preference and seasonality and the weather are very important factor for us to think about in each country. And then, of course, Russia, the winter is so long, much longer than the other countries. So those are the factors make us decide kind of a little bit different merchandising approach. But yeah. Thank you so much for your suggestion. Maybe after this conference, I'll go back to the office and I have a meeting with the manager of the merchandise.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Tagaki Kenji. And thank you. Okay, the very last question.
Okay, thank you. Hello everyone, Moshi Moshi. Yeah, thanks Google Translate. I have a simple question about e-commerce. Why do you not promote business through net? Thank you.
You're talking about e-commerce?
Yeah.
E-commerce? Oh, that's a secret. Maybe if I have a chance to be here next year, I will disclose our strategy about the e-commerce.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you, Tagaki Kenji, and thank you, Uniqlo, for this starting
Thank you so much.
lecture. And